parents who are paying thousands of dollars a year for their child to go to a religious private institution, they were handled in the most egregious way. So let me give you some background to this story. At a religious school in Boca Raton, the school's white leader is caught on camera. Now, this is supposed to be the man of God. The man of God is caught on camera screaming at black parents of a student that attends the institution. That leader, identified as Brother Daniel Albin, is heard on camera ordering that the Boca Raton police be called to the scene of something that wasn't even a crime. The reason why he wanted them to come to the scene is because the parents arrived to obtain the child's distance learning schedule and his parking pass. Dear Brother Albin decides on the spot that he is now going to permanently expel the student. The family believes this is because the student is black. Here's the video.
Hey, shut that off. Call the police, please.
First of all, sir.
Call the police.
First of all, sir, nobody's being.
Call the police. She's videotaping me. Shut that off now.
Nobody.
I'm not
raising your voice again. Who raised you?
I am not.
You're a man of God and you raised your voice at a woman? Who raised you, bro? Who raised you? You call yourself a man of God? You call yourself a man of God and you raise your voice at a woman? You raise your voice at your wife like that?
Everybody,
I'm not your child.
I'm your son, and I'm doing that now.
I'm not your child.
He no longer goes to school.
I'm not your child.
He's no longer goes to school here.
I'm not your child.
The school called us. Maybe I want to hear your side of the story.
My son was instructed not to come back to school until he has a negative COVID test.
Okay.
So we left him home. We came here today to get his schedule and his parking pass.
Okay.
As soon as the young man came out, and I have it recorded, he must have, no, we're gonna stay right here.
Okay.
He must have assumed that we were here for what occurred yesterday about my son. I left my son home. So he immediately started screaming at us and said, I don't know why you're here, leave.
Let's put up a picture of this man of God so you can see him clearly, okay? That's Brother Daniel Albin. There he is. The woman talking is the mother. Her name is Kay Early. Kay Early is also an attorney at law, okay? She's an attorney at law. These parents were not being disruptive. These parents were being responsible, practicing the COVID mandate of the institution. These parents went there to be responsible to their child and get the distance learning package that must be picked up so that the child can keep up with the rest of the peers at the school. But this guy comes out, guns blazing, yelling at the parents, and then the power trip of saying that, oh, now your child is expelled, can no longer attend this institution. You mean to tell me these parents are paying for you to treat them and their child like this? You're paying money to be here. Those parents are paying money to have this level of treatment. Ms. Early said she received a call from the Palm Beach Diocese School Superintendent, Gary Gallo. That was on Saturday morning, who offered to reverse the expulsion. Oh, that is just so kind of them. We are going to reverse what he did. But until Brother Albin is disciplined, she said she's unsure what the right move is for her child. Oh, I have a recommendation. I have a damn good recommendation. Lawsuit, discriminatory practices. Let's put up a picture of Brother Daniel Albin again. He is president of St. Paul II Academy. You saw how he acted. You saw exactly how he spoke, not only to the mother, but to the father here. You saw his attitude. Now, here's why that's important. I'm a former high school teacher, current college professor. I know one thing. Leadership, especially in academic settings, leadership matters supremely. When you have a leader like that, imagine who he hires. Imagine who he protects. Imagine who he supports. Imagine what he supports. Dina Dahl, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He sets the tone for the whole school. And these parents had, a right, even though this was private property, they had a reasonable expectation to be on this property since their son was enrolled and they were paying tuition. And I think it's questionable whether or not he was even legally able to just expel them outright. I'm sure they have some sort of due process rights around this. It is interesting though, because this is a private school and maybe their charter really does give just him the sole power to that. Whereas maybe a public school, you would have a lot more processes involved. But either way, what I was also struck by was the fact that he called the police. And we talk a lot about police interaction and how it often goes badly. And the mom here was so articulate, as you say, she was a lawyer. She did a great job explaining the situation. Not everybody would in that, because it could be very triggering to call the police in a situation like that. But so I think it's like we don't need to just look at like police reform, but we need to look at like why people are calling the police, because once the police get involved, things can happen. And it's those people behind the phone call that we need to kind of take a look at. And here he was, like you said, he was in charge of students. Yeah. What are these students being taught? How are they going to be raised as adults? Are they going to then call on police on these types of matters? Because all the students heard about this.
Oh, absolutely.
If he doesn't come out and apologize, they're going to all think this is justified, and we're going to have 1,000 kids maybe going and doing this, and that problem just gets spread even further.
Remember, when you call the police, you calling a gun. That's what you're calling. When you call the cops, you're calling a gun to the situation because you believe obviously a gun needs to handle this. So when this president of the school decided to order another staff member, because he doesn't do his own dirty work, he ordered a staff member, call the police, right? In his mind, somehow, a conflict, which is really a non-existent conflict if he would have listened, a conflict between two black parents in reference to a black child does not warrant his attention. It warrants him calling the police. If he would have simply taken the moment to listen to what they were trying to tell him, he would know the child is not at the school. There is no argument about the child being at the school. They were not trying to get the child back in school. They were following the protocol as designed and laid out by the institution. But he didn't give them even that benefit. He did not give them that level of courtesy. And these are black people who are paying for him to be oppressive. They are literally financing their own oppression through this institution. I'll let you have the last words on it.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And you could see that actually in the video with the police officers, that they clearly didn't want to be there, but that is their job, is to go where they are called. And so we need to, police reform, yes, but we need to do deeper reform so the police aren't obligated to come to situations like this because it is their job.
Yeah, let's do something. Let's put his picture up again. All right, it's coming. Look at that smile. And the guy is held inside of a Christian school, treating people like they all are beneath him. Shame on this individual. We're going to follow the story because a few things need to happen now. The Palm Beach Diocese school superintendent says, okay, what the person did, what this president did was wrong. We are going to offer to reverse expelling the student. But here's what really needs to happen. A full apology, not just from the covering organization, but directly from Daniel Albin, the president of that school. There needs to be a full apology. Secondly, I would also argue that they, as an institution, they should implement some true design in the curriculum to make sure that there's a level of diversity in the training and the curriculum, not only of the staff, but also of the students. All right, that's my take on it. And hell, the mother who's an attorney may just sue them.